Now from the Weather Tracker TV Storm Studios, this is your weather today. Here's Chief Meteorologist William Cole.
All right, folks, here we go now on this Wednesday, this Hump Day Wednesday. Of course, we are now halfway through the work week, and really as we've gone through this work week, we've been enjoying some absolutely beautiful North Texas weather, a lot of bright sunshine, high temperatures generally in the 70s. And even as we go through this Wednesday, it's going to be more of the same. Could be a little bit of high-level cloud cover coming in later in the day. Winds also remain light as we go through this afternoon as well. But weather changes are now brewing. And in fact, the timeline on this really hasn't changed from what we've talked about over the last several days. Friday comes our next opportunity of rain, mainly late on Friday. And we're tapering that off on Saturday, but really even going forward in time, talking about into parts of next week, it appears as though the El Nino pattern is coming back and it may be supercharging as we get into parts of next week. So what exactly does that mean? Again, we'll talk about that coming up. But this is where we started the morning. These were your morning lows. Again, it was another chilly but not overly cold morning. You can see DFW down to 44, mostly 40s across North Texas this morning. Graham was, again, kind of our chillier spot, if you will, out in Young County. They were down to 35 this morning. So radar completely quiet across North Texas. Again, it's been that way through the week and really going to remain that way, like I mentioned, through Friday. But even looking around the Lone Star State, we're basically quiet. There is one little piece of energy, and this is kind of the leading edge, if you will, of our approaching upper-level storm system for Friday. Again, you can see a little bit of showery activity currently out across parts of New Mexico. That will basically equate to some cloud cover, again, mainly high-level clouds later today, also in the parts of tomorrow, Thursday. So some gradual increase in cloud cover, and then it's all about this. It's a pretty turbulent flow now developing out to our west. El Nino jet stream now energizing out here. And again, our first wave of that, like I mentioned, will be arriving as we get into this upcoming Friday. But again, between now and then, really what we've been enjoying, it's been this ridging pattern, right? Nothing really going on. An area of high pressure almost kind of looks like a summertime pattern, obviously with the sunshine and temperatures soaring. But take a look at this as I roll this into motion, beginning later tonight into tomorrow. It's this right here. This is what we call the subtropical jet, or in this situation, this is an El Nino jet stream kicking in. It's bringing in our first upper-level storm system. Again, you can see there for this upcoming Friday, it's in and out fairly quickly. But again, you see it reloading, recharging back here to the west. And eventually, even as we go through next week, it's going to bring us another piece of energy. And again, we may do that several times over as we go through the month of February. So something we'll be tracking, again, very carefully. So going forward in time, I want to skip ahead to basically Friday, right? I mean, this will take us from Thursday into Friday. Again, some increase in cloud cover tomorrow, mostly high-level cloud cover. But here we go, right? As we get into Friday, the opportunity of rain, especially later in the day, there it is right there, boom, an opportunity of rain, a little bit of thunder. And then as we get into early Saturday morning, we begin to taper this off. And then as we get into Saturday afternoon, this area of rain will be really pulling away off to the east at a fairly high rate of speed, so I would anticipate some clearing as we go through Saturday. Now, the other piece of this that, again, everyone's talking about and everyone's trying to highlight, there's a very low-end opportunity as this activity develops on Friday that maybe we have a severe storm or two with an opportunity of quarter-size hail, winds to 60 miles per hour. Again, the way it looks right now, the severe risk is pretty minimal, but again, it's not zero. But again, it is something we'll be tracking. Obviously, again, as we go through Friday, quickly rainfall projections here as well. A lot of locations, a quarter to maybe right around a half an inch of rain, maybe a little bit more in our eastern counties, could push 1 inch plus over there. Otherwise, today, again, really just beautiful, right? High temperatures in the 70s. And again, the overall humidity, the dew points, they remain low. So again, still a fairly dry air mass in place. And take a look at your Wednesday evening temperatures here, essentially through the 60s. That right there really looks good, again, with light winds continuing. And then overnight tonight, we're basically back down into the upper 40s to right around 50. So really not even as chilly with some of that increase in cloud cover to start our Thursday. And we'll do more 70s around the area, even as we go through Thursday. So here we go, going forward in time. Again, a couple more days of 70s. And then we have that opportunity of rain and storms late Friday into Saturday. We clear that out. Early next week looks good, but then here comes that turbulent pattern you can see to close out next week.